You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
83, Solana. 83 points by Bam Adebayo. Historic night. I missed it. We'll talk about it now. How are you doing, sir?
Another professional win in the books, no?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what we want, right? We want them to take care of business. Even though going into last night, when you looked at the amount of people that were missing, right? Tyler Hero was out, Norman Powell out, Khalil Ware out. Like you're like, oh crap, like oh Andrew
Wits.
Wiggins is still out. You're like, oh man, like this might be a good game, right? Because although the Wizards are tanking, I mean, they still go out there and they still compete every once in a while. And with that many people, you're like, man, we need Bam to have a 30-point game. We need him to have a solid 30-point performance to have a chance. Because who else is going to score? And he gave us that in the first quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Absolute mind-boggling game.
it was insane. It was absolutely insane when he got 30 points in the first quarter. And Danny, let me put it into perspective. At some point in the game, he had like 50 something points, and I'm here telling my wife, "Hey, this is insane." And she goes, "What's insane?" I'm like, "Dude, Bam has 50 something points, and it's only the second quarter or the third quarter." And she couldn't understand. She goes, "Is that a lot? Is that good?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "We have a chance to make history." And then I texted my brother, and I was like, "Dude, this guy has a chance to beat Kobe's 81." And I honestly I can't believe it. It was a historic night for the Miami Heat. It was insane for Bam Adebayo, and not only that, but he made a bunch of different records, not just the 83 or the 83 points. He became the Heat's first player to ever score 30 points in a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
He became the first Heat player to score 43 points in a first half. He became the first Heat player to make 30 something free throws. I mean, it was an all around historic night for Bam Adebayo, and it was fantastic that his mom was there to see it. Asia Wilson was there to see it, and all those fans were there to see it, and it was crazy, man. I mean, it felt like an absolute playoff game in yeah.
In the atmosphere. I watched the first quarter, and I remember I texted you and my brother. I was texting my brother also about 31 points, and I told you guys because we have a group chat also, and I said he's never scored 50 in a game. He might get it tonight. That's how little people think, me included, of Bam Adebayo scoring wise. He's going into tonight. He was 18.9 points a game or 18.8 points per game. Like he is not a guy that's going to give you 30 on a regular basis. So I saw 31. And then I put my daughter to sleep, and I ended up rocking myself to sleep. So I after that, I didn't know what happened. I wish I would have, because watching that live must have been awesome. But at that point, all I was thinking is, hopefully he can get to 50. Because it would be nice. Because we talked about it a couple months ago on the show, it's like I can't believe he's never scored 50 at all, and he's gotten to 40, I think, once or twice. And I thought that although he's not necessarily the offensive threat that some other big names in the league are, you get to 40 a couple times. So I was very surprised, and I just wanted him to hit 50. That's what I want. I wanted him to hit 50, and man, 83 is crazy. He had 43 and a half, and I got to watch the game this morning. I went to the gym this morning, and I ended up doing cardio for an hour and just watching it. And as I'm watching it, I'm trying to think to myself, what would I have been thinking if I would have watched this live? 43 at halftime, I would have been like, okay, he could get to 50. I still wouldn't have been 100% sure, but I still like he can get to 50 now. Like he's probably going to get to 50. And he's still passing the ball. Like he he wasn't like chucking it up. Now, towards the end of the fourth quarter, we'll get into that because a lot of people are talking crap about the fourth quarter. But like he was still passing the ball. He got 3 assists in the fourth quarter alone. Like he wasn't, at least not initially, going for it. Like I thought it was a cool performance. I thought that Spo did an awesome job not taking him out, because I thought he would take him out. Even though the Washington Wizards did them a favor by cutting the lead to 13. So I felt like that gave him an excuse to kind of keep him out there a little longer. And then the last thing before I pass it over to you again, if Khalil Ware plays this game, this doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't.
Because Bam has been playing 4 or 5 minutes, and then he gets subbed out early in the first quarter. the fact that Khalil Ware wasn't there and their backup big was Kashad Johnson basically gave him the opportunity to play that whole first quarter. And if he doesn't get 31 points that first quarter, obviously none of this happens. So Khalil Ware not playing was what needed to happen. But 6 straight, and then we don't really want to talk about this game too much because I mean I think the topic should be Bam. So we'll stick to Bam, I think, today. But real quick, Alex Sarr, when that game first started, the first quarter that I got to watch live, I was like, they're gonna be going back and forth all game because Alex Sarr had himself a game also. Like he was playing well.
He did. He did. At one point in the second quarter, they each had like I don't know, like 8 or 9 straight points for their own teams. And they were battling back and forth. It was Bam on one side, Alex Sarr on the other side, Bam back on the other side, Alex Sarr back on the other side. It was like that for a good 3-4 minutes. But dude, Danny, how crazy is it that from now on in the history of the NBA, people are going to be saying Wilt Chamberlain, Bam Adebayo, Kobe Bryant.
And I think that that's the craziest part is because other players that have scored 60, 70 points, you have your Devin Bookers, your Damian Lillards, your Joel Embiids, your Luka Doncic's, Kobe, Wilt, all these players you think of and you think those guys are bucket getters.
Yeah, they're scorers.
Bam Adebayo is not that guy, which is what makes this even more improbable, more impressive, and a bigger story in my opinion. I haven't had a chance to go because obviously, like I told you, I woke up this morning to all the text messages and I was like, man, what the F did I miss? I was so frustrated, so mad that I missed it. But I didn't get to look into it. But he has to be by far and away, point average wise, the lowest of anybody that scored more than 60 points ever. Like I don't like this is like and I think Bam is better than this player offensively, but this is like if Draymond Green randomly puts up 60, 70 points. That's not part of his game.
No.
That's why I said Bam is better than him offensively, but I'm trying to think of somebody that you know is a popular player around the NBA, but that you don't know him for scoring. And Draymond Green isn't known for scoring. I'm trying to think of another one. I can't think off the top of my head. Somebody that's just a popular, like you're like, oh, this is a really good NBA player, but not necessarily a scoring because it goes hand in hand nowadays. Like if you're a good NBA player, that means that you score points. Like you don't really think about players that do everything else like Bam. Draymond's the only one I apologize. Draymond's the only one that came to my mind. I can't think of anybody else right now.
That was disrespectful, man. I can't believe you. I can't believe
and not only a Draymond fan, I know.
And not only that, we got to call out all the folks who have written in our comments and who have talked about how we need to get rid of Bam Adebayo, how we need to trade him. I'm so glad that when we talked about blowing it up, if I remember correctly, because I probably said trade everybody, but if I remember correctly, I said trade everybody except for Bam Adebayo. He is your centerpiece in what is going to be going forward in this team. And yeah, we know he's not that 1A, 1B, that alpha male who's going to take over the game and all that. But Bam Adebayo is a stellar player, an absolute stellar player. And I couldn't be happier for what happened last night. Look, for people who went to the game and for people who watched the game, you thought you were getting, a Heat Wizards that was, just going to be a whatever type of game because so many players were missing. Nobody thought that Heat Wizards on a Tuesday was going to be an NBA history-making night. And that's what makes it so cool, especially the fact that he did it against the Wizards, a team that that they're tanking. And that the game was going to be a win, but the fact that he makes this even better because he makes the history of making the 83 points. I mean, it's really cool, and it was a really badass game. And honestly, screw all those people who said that Bam Adebayo was worthless and we should trade him.
Well, let's get into what people are trying to turn it into negative, right? Because unfortunately, when I wake up to text group chat with you guys and with a bunch of other people. I get on social media. There's like this picture right here next to us, all over the place, and I'm like, this can't. It took me a while to register that it was real. I thought that people were just talking crap. But then I started seeing all the negative. Right, all the Kobe lovers, because the Kobe lovers are going to come out in full force because now Kobe has the third, and everybody was really proud. Like, oh, well, Chamberlain has 100, but that was in the 60s against a bunch of little short white guys. So Kobe's 81 is the true mark, right? And that's why everybody loved that record for Kobe. So everybody's coming out and just trying to trash what Bam did, starting with the Wizards coach. The Wizards coach came out and said that the fourth quarter. I forgot what he said something about the fourth quarter. It wasn't an NBA game or something. Let me say something. The Washington Wizards coach. Don't know his name. Don't care. What I
Keith.
will, whatever. Fuck that guy. What I do know is that if he thought that this was a sham of fourth quarter, you cut the lead down to 13 points. Why is Alex Sarr still on the bench? You are the one making it into a sham because you could have put him back in the game. He probably would have played better defense than whoever else was hacking Bam after every play. Every spin move that Bam made, he was hacked on the as he was about to go to the basket. If thinks that's a sham, it's because you didn't want to play your top players. You're tanking. That's on you. Bam did what he did against the players that you put on the court. So F that guy and F everybody else talking crap about it.
I agree. I agree 1,000,000% with that. I mean, look, obviously, what happened at the end of the game with the fouling and this and that, and getting Bam to the free throw line. Look, at the end of the day, they fouled him. They fouled him. So
They couldn't handle him.
they couldn't. They even at one point. I mean, who would have ever thought in the history of Bam Adebayo's career that he would be triple teamed in the backcourt?
Full court press. Yep.
Full court press, triple team in the backcourt, broke the press 2 times, got fouled. I mean, you're right, Danny. F that guy. And honestly, if you are going to say that it was a sham of a fourth quarter, then you should do better with your team. And you shouldn't be benching all those guys that you're benching. And like you said, you shouldn't have Alex Sarr on the bench, especially he's probably your best player with, everybody else that was missing for the Wizards. But you can't come back after that game and start talking smack about how it was a sham and how it was this and how, I don't know what else everybody's been saying. I stayed off of social media. So I honestly don't know
bother
what
getting on because it's sick. It's sick what people are saying.
they're talking about. How many free throws he took?
Free throws, and it's a sham, and that they were purposely trying to get him the. I think people are even criticizing the fact that Spo went challenged that offensive foul, which I thought was genius. That gave Bam a couple little minutes to kind of take a breather. And he got the crowd into it, man. He was playing to the crowd. I didn't think it was that serious. Now, Alex Sarr, real quick, and I don't want to waste too much time on the Wizards, but Alex Sarr, he only played 20 minutes. He was the player that played the least amount of minutes in the starting lineup. In those 20 minutes, he had 28 points. Now you're gonna tell me what's the sham? What's the sham? What the Heat were doing or what the Wizards are doing on purpose? What the Utah Jazz, by the way, got fined for, and then unless Alex Sarr got injured and I didn't know. When I was watching the game back, they didn't mention that he got injured. I don't know, but unless he got injured, I don't see why he wouldn't have played.
No, he didn't get injured. He was fine, and I look. It is what it is. I mean, how could you have a guy who played 20 minutes, had 28 points, and you're benching him when the game was within reach with 13 points? As the in the fourth quarter there was 13 points, but then within the teams, and like you said, you have him on the bench. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. And then you come back out and say it's a sham and what they did. And look, once Bam got to 70 something points, Spo did everything that he could do to make sure that he broke that record. And as soon as he did, he took him out of the game. And that was one of the things that we were talking about in our group chat was, somebody said, oh, he could get to 60 something. And I said, look, he could get to the 81 as long as Spo doesn't take him out of the game.
That's crazy. I would have never thought that was even a possibility.
Go back and read your messages. I said it. He has a chance to break Kobe's 81 as long as Spo doesn't take him out, and he didn't, and he did break it.
Well, shout out to Bam. With the whole Kobe thing, people are talking about that Bam took 43 shots. Kobe took 46. Now, I know he took less free throws, but that's because he was chucking up so many threes.
Yeah.
Bam wasn't taking threes. He was taking it to the rim, and he was just getting hacked.
Well, Bam did take 22 threes.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, he did take more threes, but he didn't make as many. But what I'm saying is that he was taking it to the hole.
Oh, he was. He was being aggressive, and he was looking for, getting to the line and getting his free throws. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, he got to the line 30-something times. He made 30-something free throws. I think 32 free throws. And look, he was earning those free throws. He was being aggressive. He was getting into the paint. He was trying to get to the foul line. And that's exactly what he did. And you can't blame him for what he did. And
this was like the perfect night for something like this to happen, right? You're missing large chunk of your team, every scoring threat, right? Tyler Hero, Norm Powell, Khalil Ware, Andrew Wiggins. At that point, you're thinking Jaime Jaquez has to have a big game also because outside of him, Bam Adebayo is going to have to carry this team. So it was like the perfect moment. Like if Tyler Hero plays, if anybody of those other players play, this probably doesn't happen. But man, a special moment for Bam Adebayo, special night in Miami Heat history, special night in NBA history, and you're going to see a lot of positive and negatives also. Like all the NBA players are giving him props, but all the professional haters that have a microphone in their face are gonna hate on it. So I don't know. I think it was amazing, the fact that he kept taking it to the hole and they're just gonna stop him. And you know what? And I hope that this lights a little bit of a fire in Bam because he can do this on a regular basis. He can take players one on one, and they kept closing out on him. They respect his outside shot or his mid range shot because every time they closed out on him, he took it to the hole, and that was what he was doing. Bam just all around great game, and I think improbable game because again, and I'll repeat, I think the craziest part of this is that when you look in the history books and you see Will Chamberlain 100 points, you see Kobe Bryant 81 points, and then you see Bam Adebayo with 83 sitting in between them. It's kind of weird just because he's not known for his offensive prowess. After last night, his average points per game went from like 18.8, 18.9, something like that, to 20. He's at 20 right now, exactly 20 after scoring 83. Like it's crazy. It's crazy that he ended up with this second place in NBA history.
It is, but he did it, and we witnessed it, and it just goes to show how great the Miami Heat organization is, right? No matter what, people, criticize them for not being able to get Giannis at the trade deadline. People criticize them for the culture being gone, and people criticize them for a whole bunch of other things, that they should blow it up, that they should got rid of Bam, got rid of Tyler, got rid of everybody. But it goes to show that when Spo and Riley and Nick Harrison and they all get together and they understand that what they want to build is a winning culture, and that's exactly what you got last night. You got a team who won a professional game, who set history last night through one of their players. And yeah, man, this is. I'm just glad that the Heat aren't one of those tanking teams like the Wizards, like the Jazz, like those other teams. I mean, they want to win. They want to win, and man, we're streaking at the right time, Danny. I know we're talking about Bam, but 6 games in a row. That's 10 out of the last 13, and you got the Cavs coming into town. You got the Magic coming into town. 2 teams that are direct competitors in the playoff race, and we have a chance to get the 5th place if we continue to go like this. And if that's the case, you face the Cavs, maybe the Knicks in the first round, and that's what we want, right? We want the Knicks.
Well, tomorrow night they play against Milwaukee, and then they have Orlando on Saturday. So, and then they have the hot Hornets, which I'm not sure how they've done since we cooled them off last week. But those are 3 winnable games, and at the moment they are 8 games over 500. If they could win those 3 games, right? And hey, look, going on a 9-game winning streak is not easy in the NBA. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but if they do it and they end up 40-29 after this 83-point performance, after the hot month they've had, nobody likes to play against the Miami Heat anyway, because you don't want to play against Spo in the playoffs. But nobody's trying to see the Miami Heat. This game, on top of what they've already been doing, has put everybody on notice. And then my brother, I don't know if you saw in the group chat that we have this morning, I was texting with him, and he goes, I feel an NBA Finals run. And I said, I don't want to say NBA Finals run. I feel like you're getting a little too ahead of yourself. I get it. Everybody's emotional right now with Bam's 83. But I will tell you that in those special seasons, you have special moments, memorable moments, and that people keep referring back to throughout the season. And this moment does make me feel like, well, I could see them talking about this moment throughout a nice long playoff run, maybe even a finals run. So it's really cool. These special moments are just that special. And man, yeah, I think all of Heat Nations, everybody's just feeling really good right now and getting really positive for the next month. This is March 11th. The season ends on April 13th. So
there's 16 games left, Danny. 16.
Yeah, that's it. We got a month left, 16 games left. Let's see where we end up. Hopefully we play the Knicks in the first round.
I mean, if we can finish the season 10-6, Danny.
Yeah, that's 47 and 35.
Yeah. No, not bad at all. I think if we can finish 47-35, that'll be good enough for the fifth or the sixth seed. And yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I think that this is going to be a game that we look back at for a long time. I'm so glad that it was Bam Adebayo that broke the record for the Heat, breaking LeBron's 61-point record. I'm so glad it's Bam there over LeBron. So glad, so glad.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people felt like that once
Once he left.
Once he got to like 50, I think everybody was like, oh, please just get to 62. Just get to 62, I think is what a lot of people were saying.
Did the fans go crazy when he got to 67?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to that. Like I said, I didn't get to watch it live. But it was fun. I'm sure you wish you would have been there. I wish I would have been there. But who the hell's going to go on a random Tuesday nights to the Wizards? Nobody thinks anything special is going to happen unless you already have season tickets or you just have a night where you have nothing to do.
I mean, two lucky fans were able to purchase my tickets and go to the game. And look, man, there's nothing better than watching Bam make history and making a little bit of cash in your pocket. So it was like we say in Spanish, una noche redonda for me last night. And yeah, unfortunately, I'm going out of town today, Danny. So I wasn't gonna go to the game last night with my son. I had to do my luggage. I had to get things done. So that's why I couldn't go to the game. But I mean, shout out to my brother. My brother, Miami Heat pregame show announcer. He was there live, witnessing history, and it's crazy the things that we've been able to witness in the Kaseya Center or the American Airlines Arena, whatever you want to call it, over the last 38 years that the Heat have had a franchise. 3 championships, Dwayne Wade special games, LeBron special games, and now Bam Adebayo, 83 points. It's going to go in the record books and in the Miami Heat franchise history.
No, absolutely. No, and it's memorable. It's awesome. And like you said, I'm glad that it happened with Bam because you kind of knew his number was going to be up in the Raptors. He got to 10,000 points just a couple of days ago last game. So he's already cemented himself as one of the greatest of all time as far as the Heat franchise go. This kind of just puts that extra stamp on it. So, all right. Any final words there, Solano?
No, man. I mean, the fact that Bam was drafted as a defensive player, as a guy who was going to catch a lob, is insane. And I can't believe that what happened last night happened. I couldn't be happier for such a more deserving person. Just an overall nice, cultured guy. And dude, we got to continue streaking, man. 6 in a row. We can make it 7 tomorrow night. I'll be live in Uruguay on Friday, so I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. This is fantastic. I don't even want to go to work today. I just want to go straight to my flight.
Yeah, no, hey, I don't blame you. You got a nice vacation coming up. I got to go to work, but hey, whatever, man. I'm sure we're gonna have a couple new people watching that's never watched before. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, because I know what I'm about to do. I'm about to go consume just about every bit of Bam Adebayo content that I can, whether it be ESPN, hearing all the haters talk crap about it, hearing other content creators talking well about it. So I'm about to go do that for the rest of the day. So I am 100% sure I'm not the only one. So like I said, I'm sure we're gonna have new people tuning in. So shout out to you if you tuned in for the first time. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll be back on Friday talking about hopefully a 7th win in a row. But hopefully we get some players back, because I mean I understand that this doesn't happen if Khalil Ware and stuff are playing, but we don't want them to sit out too long either. Like I hope we get some players back. I get it. It was the Wizards. Bam did his thing. He single-handedly carried us to the dub. We need some players back because we need to go and finish strong this season. 16 games to go. We got to get to at least, like you said, 10-6 at a minimum.
Absolutely. And I don't think that's going to happen on Thursday night, Danny. I think these guys are going to play. I think Hero was just precautious of his injury. I don't think he's really injured, and I think Khalil Ware also was just out for some rest. So we'll hopefully have a more full full lineup on Thursday when we face the Bucks, a team that you want some payback, right? Because they beat you on their home court a few weeks ago, and you want some payback because that's a team that you should win, especially when they don't have Giannis Antetokounmpo on the court.
Absolutely. And I'm sure they remember that loss. They know that should have been a dub. All right, if you're listening on audio, we appreciate you listening to the end. Please leave us 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we will be back on Friday talking about 7th straight win. So until the next one, have a good one.